Hello and welcome to episode number 8 of the Cabana Boys Podcast. We have a very special guest today, Casey Homan, the founder and CEO of Scottsdale Bachelorette. We're going to learn a little bit more about his business, more about the Scottsdale market, how he got started, and how he's interacting with our brand today. But before we get there, I want to share a little bit more about Scottsdale. Scottsdale is definitely kind of our primary market for Cabana Boys. We obviously have our primary service, which is our Cabana Boys party, where 2 Cabana Boys will come to your house, serve drinks, play games, help with pictures, be Spotify DJs, really just there to serve, pamper, and entertain. That's definitely our most popular service. We also have a Brunch Boys service, which is where 1 Cabana Boy will come to your Airbnb and deliver hot bagels, hot coffee, and delicious orange juice, get you set up and ready to take on your day. And we also have Old Town Party Bus, which is where 2 Cabana Boys will go on a party bus with you, tour around Old Town, have fun, play games, take pictures, similar service, but just gone mobile. And then we also have Cabana Girls, which is catering to more of the bachelor parties and boys trips, where you'll get 3 Cabana Girls for a similar type of service, all in good, tasteful fun. So just a quick overview of what's going on in Scottsdale. But we definitely want to learn more about you, Casey. Can you tell us more about your brand and how you got started? But actually, sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, go for it.
Cabana Boys Cooler.
Oh, okay. So how does this work? Do I just pick a drink?
You can either like go in blind.
Okay.
There's 1 of each. So It's up to you.
All right, I'm going to go in blind. That sounds like
I like it. Man of adventure. Well, that's a good choice.
I like surprises.
I'm going to do that too.
Vizzy. Okay, great. Not sponsored, but
Someday.
I hear there's antioxidants in these.
That's so.
Or is that a different one?
So the very first time I ever bought Vizzy, I was in LA and I was with a couple of my college buddies, and a commercial came on for Vizzy, and I was like, oh, antioxidants, like let's go get some. And I'm just like the prototypical like marketing works on me type of guy. So cheers, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for
so
having
tell us
me.
more about Scottsdale Bachelorette.
Yeah, so Scottsdale Bachelorette, we are the #1 bachelorette party planning company in Scottsdale. And our primary services, we do pre-arrival decorating as well as fridge stocking. So really big on the concierge side of things. But we basically built a website where you can book everything for your bachelorette party weekend. Everything from at-home experiences like the Cabana Boys, activities and excursions. You can even buy things from our website now, products. So really, as well as like nightlife and restaurants. So we really wanted to create that place where you have a one-stop shop for everything you need for the weekend.
That's awesome. It seems like you are like the hub for like everything Scottsdale and Bachelorette. Like that's kind of your goal, right?
Yeah, we've tried to make it that way. Not only to help our clients primarily, because that was sort of how I started the business was, I looked at all these bachelorette parties coming into town. I thought like, that must be really difficult, like
for sure.
Someone coming in from New York or Chicago and, how do they know where to go and what to do and have to pour over these different websites. So I said, why don't we make that really easy for them so that they can, just have one place where they can book everything, and then hopefully they end up booking our services as well.
Do you have any like data on like how many people like just kind of use you for inspiration versus like use your services?
Yeah, so we get about 20,000 visitors a month to the website.
Oh, wow.
We don't do that many decor setups. So
that'd be crazy. You wouldn't be here today if you had to do that. Yeah.
I don't think we could. But yeah, so a lot of people do use the website for things other than booking us, which is fine. We if they choose to book us, great, and if they don't, hopefully they find something on there that they can book.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said when you got it started. So when was that?
2018.
Okay.
So I kind of started it as like a part-time side hustle.
Yeah.
My background was kind of working in tech startups. So I worked for Yelp and I worked for Uber and I worked for a real estate tech company called Homelight. And my sister was an entrepreneur. My brother and my dad were entrepreneurs as well. And so I thought like, hey, if other people can do it, why not me, right? Yeah. So it's kind of like that why not me type of a thing. So kind of put together some services on the side. I was kind of doing that after work and really kind of just snowball in 2021.
That's like the American dream for side hustles, right? Eventually it's like a graph, like your main hustle kind of levels out, your side hustle surpasses it. And here you are.
Yeah.
How did that feel once like you quit your full-time job and took this full-time?
Really scary at first. I can
relate.
Yeah. As you know, it's like, you know, and I had a great job too. So it was like, that made it even harder to walk away from, and great company. But, you know, I think something was kind of tugging at me, and something that's told me like, I want to try this. I want to do it and see how it goes. And what's the worst that could happen? Like, other than just lose a bunch of money, you know?
That's there's that, but whatever.
So I kind of planned it out. So I had a good, you know, runway. And it's been great. I haven't looked back. So
yeah, that's the thing, is when I took this full time, I kind of said to myself, like, hey, like I'm a smart guy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm marketable. If this fails, like, I can still like go get a sales job. Like, I can go back to the corporate world if I really need to, unless the world ends, which ironically, like I started this in COVID. So maybe not all the forethought that I should have had, but that's okay. So tell me about your personal life. You're engaged?
Yes, I'm engaged.
Congrats.
Thank you very much.
We're both engaged.
Yeah,
Let's
cheers.
go.
You as well. So yeah, we're planning our wedding right now. We're actually going to go to Italy in September to scope. We're thinking we want to have a destination wedding. So yeah, so we'll see how that goes. So
oh my gosh.
T-minus 1 month.
So you're going in September, but when do you think you're...
It'll be like next October, probably. Okay. Yeah.
Have you been to Italy?
I have been to Italy. Love it there. And so yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see if it feels right, you know. I think you want to make sure that the place feels right. We're looking at in Tuscany, so like kind of little small. It's a villa on this vineyard, so
nice.
We're gonna look at renting that for a weekend.
So you're invited to my wedding. So
if you can make it to Italy, we'll see.
No, I'm just kidding. No pressure on that. That's awesome. What's your fiance do?
He is a hairstylist here in Phoenix. So yeah, he does extensions, color, that type of thing. So if any ladies in Scottsdale need their hair done.
So how is it? Because we both cater to bachelorette parties. Yeah. Very like female focused businesses. Yeah. I think it's interesting, like when you are a man that own a business that caters to females. How's that been for you?
It's been great for me. So as a gay guy, I sort of have an affinity to women, and I kind of know what women like.
You can relate more or something?
I can relate. I think, you know, you obviously cater to a different aspect of that experience. But I think that's actually been one of my superpowers, right? Is like, I've been able to know sort of what they like and what their style is and what their aesthetic is, and be able to create services and products based off of that. Yeah. So I think it's really helped me. It is kind of funny though, like when they get an email from Casey and then I call and they're like, "Oh, hello." Yeah.
Well, I name drop you all the time when I'm working with other partners in other cities, because they're like, "Hey, like they're a lot smaller than you," so they're like, "How do I, get off the ground?" And I was like, "Well, if you've ever looked at Scottsdale Bachelorette, like you should definitely use that as a model in these other cities." And I say Casey, and they're like, "Oh," I can always kind of like tell. They're like, "Oh, it's a guy that runs that. That's interesting. That's cool." So
it's almost like a reverse sexism thing in a way. So it's like it kind of gives you a taste of like what women must feel whenever if they have that situation. True. So it's like kind of like, yeah, well, man can do this job too.
So 2018, 5 years ago. Yeah. How has Scottsdale changed in that time?
It's been pretty crazy to see, like, it's changed and evolved as a destination more than I ever thought it would be. Like, again, I started at never thinking that this would be like a company that could stand on its own.
Let's go back to your very first like decor setup.
Ugh. Do we have to?
Well, I mean, like,
it was awful.
Did you ever think that it would get to this size? Like,
absolutely not.
Yeah.
It was like me. Actually, I think it might have just been me at the time.
Yeah.
But very frantic, showing up in my like car filled with stuff, like blowing up all the balloons there, and like then I ran into all these things like they're deflating and the tape's falling off the wall, and like it was quite honestly a mess. I'm glad I didn't charge a lot of money for that because I would have been happy after a couple of days whenever everything fell down. But you got to start somewhere.
Totally. You've done a phenomenal job, man.
Thank you.
Props to you.
Thanks. Likewise.
Thanks for being a great partner.
Yes, absolutely.
I appreciate your advocacy and promoting our brand too. It's been awesome. So one thing I asked you to prepare, kind of a fun thing. So we're going to do this new segment called Two Truths and a Lie.
Okay.
Everybody's played this. Like, it's not a unique game, but I think it's a good way to like get to know the people.
It opens up some good like stories to everything too. Right.
So did you...
I am prepared.
You are prepared.
Yes.
Let's hear it.
Would you like me to go now?
Yes.
Okay.
Go.
So number 1, I have never been to a bachelor or bachelorette party.
Okay.
Number 2, I once started a kitchen fire.
Okay.
Number 3, I have been to over 20 Hanson concerts.
Jesus. This is tough. So I just I feel like the first one is in there to throw you for like a loop. Like I think that's actually.
Do you?
Oh, now you got me thinking. Okay, I'm gonna say the lie is the kitchen fire.
You're wrong.
Okay. Well, what's okay? So
that
let's start there.
Talk about that one. Yeah. I don't know why I brought that one up. That's not a good memory to have to go down. But no, so I was like 15 years old. I was.
Oh wow, you're young.
Yeah. So to give some context, I'm 37, I think now. You forget how old you are when you don't
I was thinking
talk
about that
it on a
yesterday.
regular basis. Like no one asks you. And
Counting on my fingers.
Yeah. But it was after school and I was heating up some French fries on the stove, like some oil to, because we didn't have like air fryers back then or like proper safety machines. So it's just like, you fry some, fries in a pan of grease. And I was on AOL Instant Messenger on my computer.
This is literally just taking me back right now. AIM.
Yes.
What was your handle? Like your
Blue
name?
Applesauce. Like nobody used their real names back then.
Yeah.
Because it was safer. I don't know. So yeah, that was that. And I was chatting away and my brother's watching TV in the living room and a period of time goes by and we hear like a loud pop. And so my brother runs into the kitchen. He's like, Casey, the house is on fire. And I was like, shut up, thinking it's some type of joke, I'm going, and it was, the whole stove was on fire. Yeah. So I guess the grease had overheated and, it was on there on high for so long that it caught fire.
Oh my gosh.
So we ran out of there. My brother actually went up to the stove and turned off the gas, which was a good move.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to put water on a grease fire.
Yeah.
Anyone that's watching, if you ever have that situation.
PSA.
Yeah. But he turned it off, which was great. And then we immediately ran out of the house and it just happened to like die down, I think, after that, which was great, but lots of smoke damage. And
yeah. So they're like I'm sure like the ceiling and
like
everything.
the whole stove and like all the cabinets around it got pretty scorched.
Oh my gosh.
And lots of smoke damage. And then the worst thing was we were all standing outside in the front and, the neighbors come out and everyone's watching and it's such a spectacle. And, the firemen are finishing up and they walk up to me and they go, "Hey kid, I think your fries are done." Which was like such salt on the wound, like so awful.
That's
but
hilarious.
I have to look back and laugh because it's kind of a good line.
I appreciate that guy. That's hysterical. Were your parents just livid?
Oh yeah, my mom was quite upset. I had to call my mom and let her know that I started a fire. And but in the end she was actually okay because of our insurance. So she got like a brand new kitchen for like a $500 deductible.
There's always a silver lining, right?
So other than going through all the construction that had to happen to fix that, it all ended up
That's
fine.
good. Okay, so that's
don't
true.
recommend doing it, but
this is not a promotion to light your house on fire just to get a new kitchen.
Yeah.
All right, so that's true. Which one's the lie then?
The lie is that The lie is that I've never been to a bachelorette or bachelorette. All right, wait. Sorry.
That's true.
That's true.
So you've never been to a bachelorette party?
Correct.
So how are you doing? Are you just guessing at this point?
I'm guessing, yeah. No, if you get to know your clients well enough, it turns out that you'll figure it out. So, no, I mean, I think like a bachelor or bachelorette party is basically a friend's trip, and I've been on plenty of those.
For sure.
But you just kind of learn from what they want and what they do, and
so that's that. I probably should have guessed that one as the lie because that's like a total.
Throws you for a curveball.
Yeah, for sure. But you've been to over 20 Hanson concerts.
I have, yes. Yeah, I know. That one's probably embarrassing to admit, but that's like my Taylor Swift, if you will.
Okay.
So
I respect that. Mbop.
That's right.
All over the country or like?
Yeah. So it kind of was like, obviously they were really big when we were young and then they kind of continued on. Right. So it was more of like a high school, college or like college thing. So like I had friends that were fans as well. And we used to like go from city to city and, try to get front row and all those things.
A Hanson groupie.
Yes. It turns out a lot of their fans, like most of their fans, that's like kind of all they have are groupies.
Yeah,
but
kind of a cult following.
Yes, exactly. Okay. So now anytime that they go on tour, I got to make sure I hit one of those cities.
So you do they still go on tour?
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like that's like the casino tour, You know, when you like drive by a casino, it's like, you know, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
They have
September
done
4th.
some casinos, I think. Yeah. But I think the last time they were in Phoenix, it was a couple years ago. They brought an orchestra or they had like a local orchestra. They did.
All right, they're really reaching.
Yeah, they're brand new things. Frankie Muniz, funny enough, is like a huge Hanson fan and knows that.
I thought he was going to be on stage with them or something
no,
like that.
we always see him. We do see him when we go to the concerts here in Phoenix because he's here local. So,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I heard that he was like selling a house or something like that.
He's like a race car driver now too.
Hey, way to pivot, Frankie.
I know. Yeah.
All right, well, let's jump into the fishbowl. Cue sound effect. Ted.
What is the fishbowl sound effect? I can hear it.
We're going to add it for this episode.
Okay.
You guys just heard it. I added like 30 new questions today.
Ooh,
so you'll read it and then we'll both answer it.
Okay. What are 2 things you would consider yourself to be very bad at? Oof. I feel like there's a lot more than 2, but
okay. Well, so we can't. They answer this like I'm really bad at like fencing or like you know like painting with oil or you know something like that. Like there's obviously a lot of things you can be bad at, but something that's like
relevant.
A lot of people are good at, but you're not.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. I will say dealing with high stress situations.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And it's funny because I'll keep my cool. Like I'm very like even keeled when it comes to my personality.
Yeah.
But I hate like when things get hectic.
Okay. So you've got a pissed off maid of honor and she's like, I ordered the Scottsdale Barbie backdrop and you guys gave me the Dazed and Engaged backdrop.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
I can handle that, actually.
Okay. All right.
I'm very good on a one-on-one basis. I think when there's like too many things going on, that's when I like internally melt down a little bit.
So you just have to focus.
Yeah, like on a Thursday when we've got like 32 decor setups and there's so many moving pieces.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm kind of like, oh shit, okay, this is a little wild. So
yeah.
So yeah, I think that's really tough for me when there's like too many things going on at once.
Okay.
I also don't like big crowds.
Oh, interesting.
Like I wouldn't go to like a music festival.
I would imagine that Hanson concerts are not huge crowds.
They're not headlining at Coachella this year. I know.
You never know. An all-time comeback. Okay.
So
I'm trying to think of something that I'm bad at. This sounds like cocky that I can't think of anything, but oh man. Let me think about it and we'll come back to it.
Okay.
I'll answer it later.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to stall too much. All right. Ooh. What is your go-to dance move?
I would have to say like something with my hands in the air, like maybe a lasso.
Okay, every answer you give now, I'm
person
like
thing.
putting in the context of a Hanson concert. Like he's up there just. Okay.
Yeah, I would say a little bit of that. You know, I also kind of like I get some shoulders in there if it's like you know if it's not quite that hype. You know, because like this is pretty hype. I would say.
Yeah, if your hands
This is
above
a
your
little
head,
more like-
you're getting after it.
Yeah, like that.
I like that. I was at dinner and my stepmom the other day. I went to Tomorrowland in Belgium a couple weeks ago. Big like EDM music festival. You'd hate it.
Yeah.
Huge crowds. Hanson wasn't there. And my stepmom was like, and she's older, and she's like, well, did you guys dance? And I'm like, well, yeah, of course we're dancing. It's a dance music festival. And she's like, oh, were you just like jumping up and down? I was like, well, yeah, I was jumping up and down, but I was also like moving my shoulders and my hips and my feet. And like, it's not like I'm a pogo stick, but I do like a good like fist pump, like that type of thing. But so back when I was working parties, my like party trick dance move that always got the people going was a wall twerk. So put your hands on the ground, feet up on the wall, and give it a little twerk. So
I think you should do that.
I know our cameras are not mobile
tight
enough
in here, but yeah,
maybe another time.
and the crowd would go crazy.
Well, they just don't expect like a tall guy like me to like get up there and
Your feet are
twerk,
like on the gutter.
Yeah, I do. I legitimately have to look and I'm like, all right, is this wall tall enough for
Right.
make sure I don't like, break a light fixture or something. So, but I'd say in non-party environments, it's more of like one of these.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's do another one.
Okay.
I still have not thought of something I'm bad at.
Oh, this is a long one. Okay. You're the team captain, and you're drafting a team of 4 for the Great American Challenge. Who are your 3 draft picks?
Okay, do you know what the Great American Challenge is?
No. Wait, I'm not done yet. It says,
sorry.
Call... I'm not sure I can read your
My
handwriting.
handwriting's not very good.
Call of your have to practice in all parts of the challenge.
Jesus,
all of you.
That bad.
There's parentheses. All of you have to partake in all parts of the challenge. Okay. So tell me what the Great American
So this is something we
Challenge
did in college, and just to like not totally relive my glory days, but so Great American Challenge, a team of 4, and there's like multiple teams of 4. So I was in a fraternity, and like we'd have the whole house do it. So you'd break up into teams of 4, and it was a race, and you had to eat a large Costco pizza, a 30 rack of beer of your choice, a 5th of liquor of your choice, and an 1/8 of weed. And you could eat or drink, consume all of these however you want, right? You could break it up where like one guy drinks 15 beers, one guy drinks half a bottle. Like you can do whatever you want. But in this example, everybody has to do like everything. So for the reason I wrote that kind of qualifier is like, you couldn't say like, I want
this person to do this thing.
Right. Like Cheech Marin of Cheech and Chong to smoke all the weed. Or like, you know, there's a old YouTube star called Shoe Nice. You ever know him? Mm-mm. He got famous for just like drinking stuff like household cleaners and like full like handles of Jägermeister and like eating light bulbs and weird stuff like that. So like he couldn't be on your team and just like only drink, you know, a 5th of Jaeger.
Okay. I don't even know who would be good at any of those things. So that is the Great American Challenge. It's that you have to drink, smoke, eat.
You drink 2 things, beer and liquor.
Oh, beer and liquor.
Yeah.
And then eat.
So it's an average of like 2 or 3 slices of pizza per person. About 7 beers per person.
Okay.
About however many shots are in a 5th, maybe like 4 or 5 shots per person.
Okay.
And then I don't really smoke, so I don't know how much an 1/8 of weed is, but like it's enough to
a few blunts.
It's not that much.
It's not that much.
Okay.
In one go.
Yeah. Thanks for the expert.
I was gonna say.
We brought on our expert Ted here.
Well, I have a really good friend who I don't know if I'll name on this podcast, but
Probably a good idea. She's anonymous.
Grew up with her. And she would be very good at all those things. And she's down for a challenge. So I would probably pick her as one of my people.
So the one really important thing that I mentioned or I didn't mention is that it's a race.
Oh, okay.
And you're racing against the other teams. That's fine. But if you throw up at the end, you're disqualified.
Okay.
For like, I think it's like 30 minutes after.
Okay. I think I'm still good with that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Strong stomach.
So friend from home.
Yes. I think I would probably try to recruit a Cabana Boy for this as well.
Let's go. I agree.
Because I couldn't see who would be better at that than someone whose professional job is to have a good time and accept all challenges. I mean, certainly myself. So that'd be number 3.
Yep.
And then I probably want to get a celebrity in there.
Yep.
And I'm trying to think of who would be really good at that. Maybe like Seth Rogen.
Ooh. Oh, he would consume all the weed.
Yeah.
Before you even know it.
Right.
Just be done.
I mean, like, it wouldn't even like I'd want to assign him the weed, but it would just
just naturally play to his strengths.
Yeah, but I feel like he could do the eating and the drinking, and I think he'd represent the team well and be a fun teammate.
I like that. All right, so I'm gonna go with Bert Kreischer, the comedian.
Good.
This dude, he's a machine, right? This guy's an absolutely. Are you familiar with him?
No, I'm really striking out on these references, but
you have to look him up. He is so funny.
Okay.
His like shtick is that he gets up on stage and immediately takes off his shirt.
Okay.
And he's got this huge beer belly.
Okay.
And he's hilarious. It's like some of the funniest stuff I've ever heard. But he always talks about drinking and how like he'll never stop drinking. Mm-hmm. He sounds like an alcoholic. I don't know if he is or not, but
could be.
He just drinks a lot. Mm-hmm. So I'd get him on the team. I would get this is a wild fictional character, a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Okay.
They love pizza.
Okay.
So
That's true, yeah.
I don't know how they would react to like Bacardi or Smirnoff.
Yeah,
or
how do
whatever.
turtles process alcohol?
I don't know. Which turtle? I feel like the one with the swords. I don't know.
Raphael, maybe?
I think it's Leonardo. I'm pretty
okay.
sure. Yeah.
There's one that's like a really big jokester. I think he's the orange one, and I want to say
The orange one. Yeah. Ooh, that might be I don't know his name. Donatello might be right. Yeah. So I got Bert, I got a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, and I think obviously myself, and I think the last one, oh man, I'm gonna have to go with I'm gonna go with my buddy Nick. He is one of the grooms in my wedding. Super great guy, but he's also a tank. I don't have a lot of faith in him not throwing up after the event.
Watch him at the wedding.
Yeah. But he's like married now. He's calmed down a little bit.
Good.
But like he was always kind of the first round draft pick when we do this in college.
Yeah.
Like he can definitely put down some
It's in his DNA.
volume. Yeah.
So it's still
He's
there.
Italian.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't discriminate on like beer or liquor. He'll just kind of drink it all. So I think a 22-year-old Nick would probably be
Yeah.
first round draft pick for sure.
I could have picked one of the Hanson brothers for that. I guess, too, but
Yeah, that's right. Which one?
probably Zach, the youngest one.
Okay.
He's kind of the wildest, I would say.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm not. I'll leave him off the team. for
Okay.
now.
All right.
I want
All
to
right.
be in good shape for the show.
Let's do one more question.
Okay. Ooh, who was your celebrity crush?
Ooh, like does it say currently or
It just says period.
Okay.
Maluma? Do you know Maluma?
Maluma? Yes. Usually if I don't know a celebrity, at least I like have heard of them.
So I tend to go for Latin guys. I like Latin guys a lot.
Okay. Dario's Latin. Right?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
He's just a good-looking guy. He's got tattoos.
What is he? No.
He's a singer, kind of like. I think he's a singer. Yeah, he's a singer. I don't even know like any of his songs.
I
but
honestly have like
I've seen it.
even if you're like a popular singer in another country, at least I've like heard of you. But way to dig deep, Casey.
He's very popular, just
Okay.
not Morgan Wallen.
Is he famous in the States?
Yeah, he has a good following in the States.
Man, I thought I was hipper than that. Jeez. Okay. I would say mine. I don't know. I'd say like it's kind of a basic answer, but Jennifer Aniston is just maybe not now. She's like in her 50s now, but
She still looks great.
she still looks great. But she's just like girl next door, America's sweetheart. She got screwed over too many times by jerky guys.
Yeah.
And I would come in to save her.
Yeah, on the white horse, riding in on the white horse.
Exactly. Yeah. With my Cabana Boys polo on. Well, Casey, thanks so much for coming on, man.
Yes,
I appreciate
thanks for
you. Thanks again for being a great partner.
Yes,
this is
love
super
the Cabana
fun.
Boys and love seeing you guys do your thing.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you guys for listening, watching, and we'll catch you next time.
Thank you for listening to the Cabana Boys Podcast. Please like and subscribe to get new episodes as they're released. Write to the show by sending an email to the Cabana Boys Podcast at gmail.com. You can find the video version of the show on YouTube at the Cabana Boys YouTube channel. The Cabana Boys and all other related brands are also on Instagram and TikTok at Cabana Boys Podcast, the Cabana Boys, the Cocktail Cowboys, and the Cocktail Boys. This has been a T-Door production.